Opinions expressed are those of the program host and guest and not WSTU. WSTU does not endorse any products mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU.
The Treasure Coast longest running local talk radio show is on the air. The Treasure Coast Forum. Get interested, get educated, get involved, and give us a call with your opinions at 220-9788. And here's your host of the Treasure Coast Forum.
Hello, everybody. This is Amira Meehan, and you're listening to WSTU 1450 Treasure Coast Forum. And I am here with the man who bears the name of renowned olive oil owner in Little Italy. Give it up for Frank Mezzapelli. Woo! I'm trying.
You're so funny.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Thank you for that introduction. And tell our listeners who you are.
Oh, I'm Amira Meehan.
Yeah. That's good.
I was here last week. And
the week before.
Well, no, you were at a baseball game the week before.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So the week before.
Yes.
And all the weeks before that. And I'm never leaving until I graduate.
There you go.
But I'll still come back sometimes.
Yeah, good. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, so I'm having some audio issues here on my board. I can't quite hear, so I'm not too sure what's going on with that. Got that potted up. Okay. All right. So it would just make it work. All right. So you have some interesting things that you want to talk. You want to start off talking about?
Yeah. More people are pooing on Trump. Okay. And so on top of the indictment of the 34 felonies that has been placed upon Trump, there's now a new allegation thing that's arisen from this woman. Let me get her name.
All right.
So E. Jean Carroll. I don't know why she goes by E. Jean Carroll. Her real full name is Elizabeth. I'm just going to say it because I know she probably doesn't want me to. Elizabeth Jean Carroll.
Okay.
All right. So she's saying that in 2019, she published a book, and in that book, she mentioned that Trump raped her in a New York department store in the 90s. And Trump, especially on Twitter, he's like, this is a complete hoax. Stuff that he normally says, this is fake. He denied it. And he was saying that she came up and fabricated that lie to increase sales of her book. That's what Trump says.
Yeah. Okay.
So right now, Elizabeth Carroll decided to really put this on court. And so now there's a defamation case going on right now. It has been postponed. Trump requested it to be postponed because he wanted the jury that's going to be at the courts to just think about the 34 felonies of the, what was it, financial fraud case, allegations?
Yeah. It's the allegation is that he used campaign finance money
to bribe Stormy Daniels. Not talking.
Right, to pay an NDA. And and so in doing so did not properly disclose what the use of that money was for. Well, the whole purpose of that of using that money is so you don't disclose what the money is for.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a circle. So, but anyways, Barack Obama had a similar case where where he was the government said that he did not use his campaign finance monies correctly.
What did he do with it?
It doesn't matter. He paid a fine and he was slapped on the wrist, and that was the end of that. The only difference is his name is Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton had a campaign finance failure that she was dinged for, and she paid a fine, and that was the end of that.
The only difference, she was Hillary Clinton.
Correct. Yeah. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And especially because it's happening now, and the prosecutor suggested that they should postpone the trial for this stuff during the primaries.
Oh, of course,
Of
as
course,
you do.
it really that's so convenient for them, right?
Yeah.
It sounds very staged. It's so messed up. Last week I believe we talked about this. I can't believe this is happening. It's kind of scary that the government's gotten this far with whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And so I don't know that Trump has always gotten the most hate. I think it's because he's
He's like
rich.
he's like a lightning rod, isn't he?
I
You know,
know.
the thing is that when he was when he did not declare before he came down the elevator,
Mhm.
or the escalator rather, and announced his run for president in 2015. Before then, he was the darling of media. He had his own TV show. It was very successful.
He made
Uh,
so many cameos. He was in
yeah.
Home Alone 2.
Yes.
He was in what was the Little Rascals?
Yeah.
He played
Oh,
the rich kid's dad, who was the Home Alone actor.
cool.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
He did a cameo in The Nanny, which is one of my favorite sitcoms ever in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no one really cared about him. I didn't even know who he was till he ran
Right.
for president.
Right.
So no one really cared. And then I think it's just they don't want someone so rich having more power. Or maybe because he's
you know what I think it is,
Mhm.
and I've heard this explained by other people. So this is my shared thought, and that is that he is not afraid
to make change.
to make change and to point out when people are wrong,
Yeah.
and not just to go along to get along.
Mhm.
If he sees something is wrong, he wants to.
He will say something and do something.
Yes, and he'll want to fix it.
Like a good human being.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh no!
Yeah.
That's such an issue.
Right. But that's the big knock,
Yeah.
I think, in that he doesn't go along with all the nonsense, especially the woke nonsense.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. As an
So-
Indian girl, see, I hate the woke nonsense. It's
Hmm.
made me feel. I know the woke nonsense is trying to make people who are minorities, quote unquote,
Mhm.
feel more included and empowered, but it has honestly made me feel more divided and separate from humanity than I've ever felt. Ever.
Right. Right.
It's so bad. It's brainwashing. They just brainwash you
Right.
into thinking you're a victim.
Right.
It's so dumb. Because before the woke nonsense, I never thought that there was anything wrong with me being a girl or being brown. I didn't give a crap. I thought racism died with Martin Luther King Jr. until 5th grade. I still remember when I found out racism was still a thing.
Yeah, it really isn't a thing. It has become a thing because the left needs a convenient
Yeah.
tool
Tool.
to whip up support,
Yeah.
because nobody wants to be called racist.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to be pointed out that they did something wrong. So they'll quickly apologize. Well, I didn't mean it that way, or but it's gone too far. It's just gotten to the point where everybody is somebody who feels disenfranchised in some manner.
I know, and I
And-
feel like that's
right.
dividing people even more than putting them
Correct.
together.
Correct.
And there were social experiments done by people all over media. There was this one guy, he went to Party City, bought stereotypical Mexican clothing. He bought a oversized sombrero and that type of scarf thing you wear, and he had a maraca, right? He walked down the street and asked people what they thought about his costumes. Now, people who weren't from Latin America, they all acted offended. They're like, oh, that's cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
That's very racist. That's bad.
Ah.
What you're doing is bad and offensive. Then he goes to people from Latin America and they don't care. They don't give a crap. Some people actually complimented him.
They
liked it.
laughed and enjoyed it, right?
They didn't care. Exactly.
Right.
They never did. I remember a world where people didn't care. And that was a world that was way less divided than it is now.
Right.
And that was a world where Amira Meehan, a little brown girl, felt way more empowered than she does. I mean, I still feel empowered, but dang, there are other brown girls that are being brainwashed because people are calling them brown and people are calling them a victim and people are calling them a minority that needs extra support and pampering.
All right. So Yes. Okay. Well, very good. Well, you had a very, very good rant there. I enjoyed it.
This problem's also with scholarships.
Mhm.
It's harder for people to get scholarships now because sometimes a lot of scholarships now are excluding white people, excluding majority groups, and they're just giving it to the minorities to fill quotas.
Oh, equity.
Yeah, equity
Equity.
quotas.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to scholarships and academic excellence, don't measure it by someone's skin color. That's racism. Measure it by their capabilities and how
Right.
hard they worked.
Right.
You can't just say white people can't get the scholarship or rich people can't get this scholarship or people from the United States can't get the scholarship.
So
I've
it's,
seen it.
it's kind of like reverse discrimination.
I know it is
Yeah.
reverse. It's the same thing. It's
Right.
just flip-flopped.
Yeah.
It's made to look like it's doing progress, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Like international scholarships, a lot of them don't take US citizens because they're like kids from the US are way more well off than kids in Nigeria. I get it, but there are some kids in Nigeria and some kids in the US that live in the same type of poverty level, and who knows? It's all about brain power. It's all about how hard they work. It's about character, not their skin color or where they're from. Anyone can be from anywhere, anyone can look like anyone, and anyone can achieve anything. Yeah.
Mm.
There's a whole TED talk.
Cool.
But yeah, there's like a lot of scholarships that I'm not eligible for because I'm from the United States and because I'm from a well-off family, not a poverty-stricken family. I get it. Yes, there should be whatchamacall. Yes, it sucks if someone's in poverty, but when it comes to scholarships, it should be completely blank out of race or financial status. Anyone should be able to not be ashamed of where they come from. Anyone should be able to be comfortable of putting in whatever they want and being judged by who they are and not where they were from. They shouldn't be supported more
Mm.
or brought down more, depending on where they're from or what they look
Right.
like.
So
Yeah.
so so basically, people should it should be a meritocracy.
It should be
Right.
meritocracy. That's a scholarship. It's a scholarship. Scholars in the word.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So you have to earn it through meritorious work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like they're getting tested to see if they're gonna get donations. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's different. But this is this is scholarships. It's academic stuff. It's not, oh, am I eligible to become a Make-A-Wish child when I don't have cancer? It's not that. That's
Right.
ridiculous.
Right.
That makes sense. Certain people can apply to be a Make-A-Wish child, certain people cannot. But the Make-A-Wish is trying to figure out which kids are going to die soon
Right.
that deserve some happiness. Whereas this is which kids can be academically successful. Exactly. Just which kids can be academically successful. Of course, it could be argued that kids from a wealthier family or a well-off family, the parents can pay for the money to college. Number one, not every parent is just going to give their babies a trust fund just because they're rich.
Right.
A lot of parents actually want their kids to grow up and build a life for themselves.
Right.
It shouldn't just be that poor kids have to do that.
And
Rich kids should also
you know,
learn
the
that
thing
too.
is, if you earn it,
Yeah.
you yourself,
Yeah.
you appreciate it because
deserve it.
you understand the work that went into it. If it's
Yeah.
given to you,
Yeah.
you don't
Exactly.
you don't appreciate it, and you don't really value what's been
Mhm.
given to you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And this is the
And then again, those kids, if they had trust funds, they wouldn't even apply for scholarships anyways.
right.
They would just go to college. So anyone who applies for a scholarship, really just look at who they are as a character and as a person and their academic record, not their skin color or where they're from.
All right.
If you really want equality.
Hmm.
If you don't want equality, well, what you're doing is great.
Yeah, keep up the wrong work.
Yeah.
Keep up the wrong-headed approach, in other words. Very good.
Anyway, so we were going back to, Elizabeth Carroll's rape allegations against Trump.
Yes.
So the reason why the Court of Appeals is having a problem, District Court of Appeals in Manhattan is having a problem, is because they can't figure out, they don't have enough information to figure out if Trump denied those allegations as a president or as a private citizen, because this happened in 2019 and this is coming up again.
I remember when it first came up,
Yeah.
and it was poo-pooed and dismissed as just some.
Not poo-pooed anymore. Now all of a sudden it's serious because now I'm pretty sure the corrupt people who are doing these allegations
Right.
saw the other people make the 34 felony charges, and they're like, oh, they can do it, we can do it, let's all do it at the same time.
Pile on.
Yeah,
Wow. Interesting.
pretty sure more people might join up too. It makes them look even more bad. I can't believe this is happening.
Right. Right. Wow. It's crazy. There's a black hole that is traveling through space right now. And I tried to do I did like back of the
Wait, hold up. Black holes travel.
Yes.
They move. You saying a black hole could come here and kill us?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an option. Space is big though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know space is big,
Okay.
but how fast is a
So
black hole?
so this is what happened. This is what scientists think what happened. Okay. So two large galaxies, somewhere in the center of most of these galaxies is a black hole
Mhm.
for reasons we don't really understand why, but a lot of galaxies have their own black holes. And these two galaxies collided, and these two black
Mhm.
holes were circling each other, and eventually they collided. And then a third, then a third galaxy. Then I guess these two galaxies that collided,
The third galaxy got jealous.
they got so.
It sounds like a love story.
This is where Three's a Crowd comes in.
Third
And there was like some sort of polar repulsion, and one of the black holes just went flying.
no.
Guess how fast this thing is going?
How?
It'll cover the distance from the Earth to the moon. So you probably could do this calculation in your head.
Mhm.
It does the covers that distance, which is what, 250,000 miles roughly.
That's like takes like a year, maybe a little
14
less than
minutes.
Oh. And it's coming towards us?
No, well,
thank God.
it's
Wait, what?
pointing towards us.
Oh,
But-
hell.
But it's very far away. But that being said, they're watching it. It was just, they thought originally it was a smudge on some of the images, and then they did other spectrographic work, and they decided that's not a smudge, that's a flying black hole, and in its wake, it's leaving baby stars.
Oh,
How
it's a mommy.
Yeah.
Wait, is it gonna come to kill us though?
No, not during our lifetime.
But
No.
what about future Oh wait, no.
We never
don't need
know.
to talk about
No,
future generations.
no.
I'm pretty sure they're not important.
No,
No.
we won't be around it. But anyways, but it's a fascinating story. So in miles per hour, if it covers 250,000 miles in 14 minutes, how fast is it going?
Don't make me do math. Please tell me this is hypothetical.
Yeah,
You're
it's
gonna answer that, right?
Yeah.
Thank God.
I-
I don't want to do that.
I did a little back of the envelope math, and I
Uh-huh.
think it's going about 1,000,000 miles an hour.
What? Bro, Elon Musk needs to set new goals for Tesla.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty quick. But it's pretty amazing, right?
What is the circumference of the Earth again? How long is that?
Oof.
How long would it take for it to circumnavigate the globe? Let me see. 1,000,000 miles an hour, right? If something went
1,000,000 miles an hour.
1,000,000.
Well, it'd just take a few, maybe a part of a second, I would think.
If I don't get a
Yeah.
straight Google answer, I'm just gonna say part of a second.
Okay. A portion of a second.
Yay! Nerds asked this on Quora.
Yeah.
They always do that.
Yeah, really? I still love it. I believe that. I was
And the Wi-Fi's not working again.
oh no. Wi-Fi went down.
We'll
All
say about a second.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But isn't that crazy? 250,000 miles in 14 minutes. It takes our astronauts about 3 and almost 4 days to go there at 35,000 miles an hour.
I love when space makes me feel insignificant.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, we're so
So pathetic.
they say that when you are hanging in space looking back at Earth, you realize how truly insignificant we really, really are, and the big,
Did you see that documentary when William Shatner was sent to space by Jeff Bezos? Did you see that? He went to space. He
Yes.
came back. He was crying.
He was.
He
And
was like, "There's just
he's-
black."
Yes,
Yeah.
he was actually. They say that it's not unusual for people to have a profoundly emotional experience.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised. I'd
Yeah.
probably be scarred for life. I would be scarred for life. They're like, we need to protect this little planet. It's so small. He made a whole climate change thing.
Yeah. Oh, please.
Yeah.
I know.
You believe in climate change?
It's a loaded question. I believe the climate is always changing. I think ever since the Earth was formed, the climate
Yeah.
is changing.
So
So
you don't think it's caused by fossil fuels?
I don't think. I think again, going back to what we were just talking about, I think man is an insignificant player in the global scheme of things. Still, because volcanoes create more stuff than we do.
That's true.
And they're always here.
An asteroid hit Earth.
Yeah.
It didn't warm up after that.
No.
I think it cold. Did Ice Age come after the asteroid? Or
Yeah.
before?
They blot out the sun and then things freeze up. But we'll be right back and we'll discuss this in greater detail when we return. So stick with us.
Like it, but the kind he plays the best is A to the bar. When he jams, it's a ball. He's the daddy of them all. The people gather round when he gets on the stand. Then when he plays, he gets a hand. The rhythm he plays puts the gas in a trance.
All right.
You just saved it. You just saved the show.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're having I think there's a lightning and thunder outside, so it could be messing with the
Yeah.
internet. And so anyways, it's all good. So there's some stuff going on with secrets, state secrets.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you want to
talk
talk
about
about
this
that? Yeah.
Okay, so the one and only divine wise one, Frank Massapelli,
Oh,
before the show started, he told me about how the Pentagon secret files about espionage regarding the U.S. spying on allies, spying on China, spying on Russia. All those files were taken by a 21-year-old Air Force officer who
Okay.
posted them on a website, open website, a video game website,
Yeah.
to share with his friends for laughs. 1 month, ladies and gentlemen, 1 month it took for the government to figure this out. That
Yeah.
it's on a video game website for kids to see.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was big news. It was released the other day that, oh my goodness, everybody was kind of grabbing their backside trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, North Korea's laughing at us now.
And
Yeah.
but they arrested the guardsman. His name is Jack Teixeira. He's a member of the 102nd rather intelligence wing of the Massachusetts Air National Guard. So he had an intelligence clearance, and he just downloaded a bunch of random stuff and posted it. He thought it was a good idea to share it with his colleagues in his gaming website.
I can't believe, I know he got away with it for a month. I still think, you know what, this kid, all he wanted to do, he just got it so easily, and he just wanted to have fun with his friends. I
Yeah.
blame the government for taking so long to figure this out. It was so easy to breach the government and just keep this stuff on an open website.
So if you're a bad guy
Uh-huh.
and you already have good skills for doing espionage and computer hacking work, likely those governments like China and Russia and wherever probably already know all this stuff. They probably hacked all the same materials.
Oh, yeah.
But
Now you know how incompetent and how vulnerable we really are.
yes, that's the scary part.
I think the only reason that China and Russia don't kill us is because we have nukes. That's it. That's literally it.
Game over. Yeah. Investigators have taken an Air National Guard guardsman into custody in the case of leaked classified documents that shed light on war in Ukraine and rattle the U.S. government. Jack Teixeira, a 21-year-old member of the 102nd Intelligence Wing of the Massachusetts Air National Guard, is a leader of a small online gaming chat group where several classified documents have been leaked over the past few months.
He put this stuff on Discord?
Yeah. His identity was confirmed by Attorney General Merrick Garland on Thursday. So it would have been earlier today. And a statement to ABC News on Thursday, Air Force confirmed Teixeira's duty title was Cyber Transport Systems Journeyman, and that he had joined the Air Force in September of 2019. So, yeah. Anyways, there he is.
Let me see this kid.
All right. So we got a picture here in the studio on the laptop. He's, a strapping young man, but 21-year-old. So everybody looks good
Still,
at 21.
Still, the government sucks, man.
Right. It the whole thing. I mean,
1 month?
you would think to get a
I'd fire a lot of people.
well, so you want to look at the people who gave this kid the intelligence clearance, and what kind of psych eval work do they do? You got to imagine that they probably do psych evaluations before they give you a clearance. Let us pray, let us hope.
Yeah, this guy made top secret files a meme.
Yeah.
How are we hiring those types of people? And number one, why? Number two, why did it take so long for us to find this guy? It's on an open website. It's not like he hid it in a vault,
Right,
underwater.
Members of the group said that leaked documents didn't begin to receive attention until one member of the group posted some of them into a public online forum where they were then picked up by Russian language Telegram channels.
The Russians found it before us, and it's in our own country. That's so funny.
The members spoke to the New York Times, described Teixeira as an older than most of the other members in the group of the group's undisputed leader. One of the members said that Teixeira for 3 years and met him in person, while another told him that the outlet that Teixeira had access to classified documents due to his role in the Air National Guard. I don't know. I just
Okay.
make you
Given
want.
in light of how infuriating and dumb the American government is,
Yeah.
I have decided that we need to make America amazing again.
Yeah.
I now I now declare candidacy for 2042.
Oh, 2042. I don't know if we'll all be
We'll all be
here.
alive. I'm so sorry. I don't want you to go. Don't talk. Don't. Let's not talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
Frank is gonna live forever.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
well,
Amira
maybe.
2042.
Well, we'll see how that goes with because I know Jamie was working on getting those engrams, get the cyber implants so that you can download your consciousness into a computer.
I ain't doing that.
No.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that-
some kid might hack me, take me to a Discord friend video game group, and make me a meme. No, no. And then the Russians will find me, and then the U.S. will after a month.
It's just strange world we
It's
live
crazy, man.
in.
It just looks careless. It literally looks like they just nap at their desks all day.
Yeah.
Or nap in Bugattis if they're rich. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I can't believe they're rich. How? These people are so incompetent.
Yeah. It's
Oh yeah, like all this political talk and technology space talk reminded me of this scene I watched. I watched the Disney movie Flubber with Robin Williams. And I watched it a long
my
time
God.
ago, and I watched it again recently, and it made me more comfortable about AI.
Yeah.
There was this little yellow guy,
yeah.
and she was really nice, and she sacrificed herself to save people.
Ah.
Anyway, there's a scene, Will Wheaton from Star Trek,
Yes.
yeah, who played Wesley.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Robin Williams plays this nice professor who wants to help, uses inventions to make money to help the university, whereas this guy, Wesley, the Will Wheaton's character, and his dad,
Yeah.
who Will Wheaton goes to university, they want to steal those inventions and keep the money for their own personal gain. So then when Will Wheaton's dad was like, we should let's negotiate with the inventor, Will Wheaton's like, no, you can't. He doesn't do reason. He has principles. It was so funny.
We can't reason with them.
We can't reason with him. He has principles.
That is too. That's a line, right? That's a
Yeah.
classic line. That is great. And so my computer I wouldn't say crashed. It's just hung up. What happens if it's just not doing anything? Is that
Refresh.
refresh?
And probably the storm
So-
outside.
Yeah, because I just got the little blue circle just dancing around. I don't know what that means, but well,
Oh, there we go.
here we go.
I
So
see Biden, so this is probably going to be
yeah.
good.
President Joe Biden is doing his best to hold himself together during his multi-day swing across Ireland, but his best has just not been good enough. As Town Hall reported earlier during President's foreign trip, Biden confused New Zealand All Blacks rugby team with the black and tan who were officers fighting in the Irish War of Independence. Not great.
What? What? Wait, did I hear
He-
what you just said? Did I hear that right?
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a group called the Black and Tan. They were officers that fought in the Irish War of Independence.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the New Zealand All Blacks rugby team. He confused the two.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You have to laugh, otherwise you'd cry. Oh my lordy.
Amira 2042, if you know what's good for the country.
Oh God! And Hunter Biden came with him. By the way, went with him. He's
cool.
like a rock star there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. But maybe he was handing out gummies. I don't know. So they think there's a possibility that Mitch McConnell may be retiring.
Who's that?
He's the leader of the Republican Senate
Oh,
side.
okay.
And so Yeah, so there's a possibility that that could be happening. But we, yeah, there's a whole transcript about the Biden trip, and yeah, you got to save that for posterity. Oh my
He's
god!
already a meme. Like everyone has videos of him just saying
Yeah.
random stuff,
Yeah.
and no one knows what he's saying.
Yeah, well, so I like it when he kind of started reciting. I don't know if it was the Gettysburg Address or something.
Randomly out of
and the-
context.
Yeah, well, the beginning of the context seemed right, but then he got tripped up with the wording, and then he says, "Well, you know the words."
You know the word.
Well, the whole
Why didn't he just have the Gettysburg Address in front of it? But just Google it.
right,
Just Google it. Or
True.
just don't mention it. Just say
Right.
the Gettysburg Address said this. Don't directly quote it.
yeah.
That's actually kind of hard to do
Hey,
on the spot. Unless you have like savant syndrome or something, which is something I have learned about in AP psychology. So savant syndrome. Now, a lot of people have questions of why there's geniuses, really smart people who can do all sorts of crazy things, but they can't brush their teeth, or
they're called idiot savants.
yeah. So
Mhm.
savant syndrome.
Mhm.
So
Is
they'll
that how they
be-
renamed it, huh?
Then yeah, they're not idiot savants anymore because that's offensive, which makes sense. You know, you don't want to call someone an idiot. It hurts the ego because most
But
people-
most idiot savants don't care.
they don't care.
No,
That is true.
yeah, and
Yeah.
to them, a diagnosis is just a medical label.
It's the same reason why we don't call autistic people retarded.
Right?
You know, yeah. It's just
Yeah,
it's just a
okay,
dumb way.
yeah, I know. But anyways, I know they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
No.
It's just
It's
I care. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, who
but
cares?
those of us that
Savant
are
syndrome.
older than,
Also, doesn't sound like a proper official medical name. Idiot savants.
but actually
Idiot
it
savant.
is.
It's
it
just
was.
it was, yeah, but that's why it doesn't make any sense.
Mm.
You know, it has to be medical terminology. It's just inappropriate. You just call it savant syndrome. Sounds more scientific.
Okay.
Doesn't matter who gets offended. It's just every other medical thing has to sound medical.
Ah,
All right. Anyway, so basically, if all those of you don't know what savant syndrome is, there will be people who could recite every single line from the Bible, every single word by memory by just reading it once. Or they'll be able to have like Google Maps in their brain, or be able to do a bunch of crazy mathematical calculations in their head in a second.
yeah. Or
But they
people that
can't
you
feed
get-
themselves. They can't bathe themselves. They can't ride bikes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's savant
I know.
syndrome.
I've heard of people that can. You give them a date,
Mhm.
a year and a day and a date number, and they'll tell you what day of the week it was.
that's crazy.
Yes,
That's wild.
isn't it?
Oh
I mean, instantaneously. It's,
How do you have all that in your head? Oh, they don't have anything else in their head though.
Is that what it
That's
is?
the only thing they have in their head. Because they can't brush their teeth, they can't do anything else. So it's like a crazy concentrate. The brain only has one muscle. All the muscle work is happening in one area
Yeah.
for one specific thing.
yeah.
That's probably what it is.
Hmm. But yeah, and I guess they're really good with. Some of them are very good. People that have the syndrome, very good with math
Yeah.
and linear equations and things of that sort.
Yeah.
But
They're like little computers.
yeah,
They could beat AI, honestly. Maybe savant syndrome humans will be the most
We-
advanced humans when AI take over.
we got a caller coming in, but so
And now,
Hey, Rocky,
we'll
watch me pull a
take
rabbit
this
out
call
of my
when we
hat.
get back.
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto!
Wrong hat.
I take a 7.5.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Hello, Frank here. How you doing? Stick with us, Bob. We'll be back in about less than 2 minutes. Stand by.
Chief. Chief, may I have a riddle for you? What has big round shape, carries man and dog, and flies?
Me give up. What has big round shape, carries man and dog, and flies?
May not know either, but there it is.
It is balloon!
No such thing as balloon. That's what you tell old Rock and Aegon. Must be evil spirits.
So what do you think about so back in when F Troop was around, Bob,
Yeah,
they already knew about the balloon.
imagine that. Did they shoot it down?
They tried to shoot it down with arrows, but anyways, too funny, right?
So how you guys been?
We're doing good. How about yourself?
I was hearing you talking about Biden's Ireland trip.
Yeah. Oh, it make your head hurt if you think about it too much.
He took Hunter with him and told him to stand up. He was so proud of him and the whole schmear. But what are you going to do? But, he was there. It struck me. He was there for the 25-year celebration, of the war between the Catholics and Protestants.
The end of the war. Yes.
Yeah, 25-year celebration that it's peaceful.
Yes.
And I'm thinking he's there for that reason. And at the same time, this guy is pitting everybody in this country against each other based on gender, race, transgender, how much money you got in the bank. If it's too much money, you're not good.
Right.
He's doing everything he can to divide this country for votes. And he's over there celebrating a peaceful experience. It's just funny to me. And then today he was talking about, he started bumbling again. He was doing that whisper thing where he said, the carnies, I don't want to ruin a reputation, but they're my relatives. So I picture him over there like Chevy Chase in the worst vacation movie, European Vacation, where he goes into the wrong house and they can't understand him because he bumbles. And they don't know who the hell he is, and all the Secret Service standing around while they're feeding them. And remember that Chevy Chase went to the house thinking it was a family member, and he got the wrong door number. And him and his family spent a couple of days there, and they didn't speak the language, and they didn't know who the hell he was. And next Biden will probably be going to England and rent a car and drive it the wrong way and run into that same British guy in the bike 2 or 3 times. He's just a joke. He's an embarrassment to us anymore.
Yeah. Well, like Amira said, it's almost like he's become a meme,
Oh yeah. He's they were saying that the reason he was saying he was proud of Hunter is like he's taking the high road, or he's taking the low road and just putting it in our faces. Like, all this stuff that's going on between him and Hunter and the Biden Inc. and all the money they've gotten from foreign countries that we're now having problems with, like China and everything else. It's just getting crazy. And he's talking about Black and Tan. Maybe he thought it was a beer. They make a wonderful beer, Black and Tan.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm also enjoying the thing with the Bud Light with the transgender lady.
Yeah. Did you miss that, Amira?
I'm happy I did.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, they've Bud Light is they talked to a distributor or a store owner, and he says, I'm not selling any of this stuff anymore. So people really took offense to it.
They lost, was it like $3 billion in market share, something like that?
I don't know, but it's just crazy, you know.
It's
and
just stupid money.
Kid Rock did a video where he's shooting a can up with a machine gun or something. So, but you know, what are they thinking? But you know,
they're not. But they're
just go back to debate. Rush Limbaugh, who I love, and Dan Bongino, who I love. They both said they were against boycotts, and I've always been for boycotts.
Yeah.
You know, the government right now is picking and choosing their favorite corporations.
Right.
Why shouldn't conservative Americans band together like they are against Bud Light now and show that the dollar matters? And when you offend us,
right.
you know, right now it's all who's kissing DC's butt the best is the only companies that get backed by DC. You know, how would you like to be the CEO of the most gender-specific beer in the world, which is St. Pauli Girl? What do you do with that picture of her on the bottle? Are you going to put a bulge up her skirt and then a 5 o'clock shadow on her?
Oh my God!
You know, it's just getting so out of hand. They're just trying. You know, all this pitting us, like Amir said, pitting us against each other. You know, when it comes to going to schools.
Right.
Then you have the Baltimore mayor saying that he wants to sue somebody because 17 of his schools in the inner city, not one person meet the equivalency or the middle of being knowing math and English and science or whatever. It's just getting silly. And we have these. I heard the other day, a lot of these now. A lot of states are going with school choice, which I love. Get them away from the NEA indoctrination. William Ayer's own. Get them the hell out of there. But they have all these charter schools in some states, the blue states, where they're built and they're ready and they're not opening them. You know, that's ridiculous. You know, and this happened back when Obama first got in office. DC had a lottery when he was first in office for people that wanted their kids to go to private, charter schools. And he let it go through. And the people loved it. They want their kids to get a better education in the inner city. And then when he got reelected, he dumped it because he figured he wasn't going to run again anyways. You know, well, he's best pals with Ayers and Soros. So, you know, you don't want the NEA taking a hit, I guess.
Okay. Yes. But
you guys, your storm was over at 5:45, and you should be okay now. But yeah, I heard you talking about somebody was crying when William Shatner was crying when he went to space.
He did. Well, he was emotional. He was emotionally, I guess, distraught. It was a very deep emotional experience for him. And many even astronauts say that the quiet in space, the aloneness that you sense when you're up there is so profound that it's almost like you've experienced the death of a loved one. It's a very deep sense of loss that you have that kind of emotional experience. So it's kind of I don't know. It's different in that respect that people it's not hearts and rainbows, I guess.
I think space is cut out for the sociopaths.
Is it?
Probably.
You're sitting right across from one. If Musk ever called Frank and gave him the nod to go up there, he'd be crying on the phone before he got there, and you'd have to give him a baba and a pair of adult diapers. I mean, Frank would go up there in a heartbeat. He'd go up there in the old days with the monkey if they let him.
Yes. Oh, yes. Remember Ham?
Yeah.
Ham is not Ham was the name of a monkey.
Why would they name a monkey after pig food?
I don't know. That was his name.
Nice.
But he was a very famous monkey because
he died, right?
Well, of old age.
Oh, thank God he lived.
Oh,
did he live in space or did he come back?
He came back.
Yay!
Yes.
Yeah. He was actually had Mitch McConnell's job for a few years. Mitch McConnell. Hey, when this guy retires, I'm going to have to run to the party store because I know a lot of people want to celebrate that.
There you go.
Yeah, that guy is a rhino, worthless rhino, in my opinion. He's DC Elite Country Club. He's a rhino. He's not about,
Well-
DC wants to be the state. They don't want to work for us, the states, anymore. It's getting to be a joke. Both parties, a lot of rhinos in there, So
Well,
looking forward to his retirement, and good to talk to you guys.
thanks, Bob. And we got to go pretty soon, but thanks for calling.
Take care,
All
guys.
right.
Take
Thanks
care,
for listening.
Mira.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
And we'll be right back next week at our regular time. So look forward to seeing you then. Bye now.